What's up? It's your boy Mike, aka Cutter for Life. Today I want to talk about the four major things I look for when I'm buying a house. I only buy to rent out. So whenever I look to buy a house, and this is for anybody that's ever asked me, hey, what do you look for when you buying a house? Not every house is a good deal. Blah 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 blah. So these are the four major things that I look for. Number one, I'm going to name it all: the roof, foundation, plumbing, and electrical. Now, roof, obviously, you want to, when you check the house, you can only do but so much for the roof, but when you check the house, look up at the roof. You know what I'm saying? Look up. If you see any of the sidings or whatever it's called not missing or stuff like that, then it's probably a no go off the rip. It's probably a no go because you don't know when you get in the house, you don't know what's leaking, and it could be a whole heap of mess. And if there's any roof issues, then you might have mold because that means moisture is able to get in the house and it's not a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work that you're going to end up having to do. So that's a major first thing I look for. And then foundation, obviously, if the roof is good, you walk in the house, you walk around, step everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If it's a 2 story, 1 story, and you hear for creaks, you hear for, I mean, obviously, all your house, especially if it's an older house, it has its setting ins. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it creaks and stuff like that. But for the most part, look for any dips while you're walking, look for any unleveledness of the house. And if it's 2 story, when you go upstairs, check the flooring, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's not, if it is creaking, it's not really bad. Make sure there's no cracks in the floor and stuff like that. And then if you are going to go ahead and replace all the floor anyways, it's good to go. But still, the foundation is very important because you don't want somebody walking in your house and then their foot goes through the floor. So that's a very important thing. And second thing is electrical work. Obviously, if you're gonna buy a house, you want all the electrical work to be good to go. You don't want to have to be like, I mean, you can. This one is more of like, if it's too bad, then I wouldn't go. But some of it is like, it could just be bulbs. It could be because when you go in the house and you try to turn the light on, don't, and if none of the lights come on, don't automatically be like, oh, this house is bad. I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? No, it could simply just be the person that sold is selling the house. They haven't changed any of the light bulbs or something like that. But if you look into it and it's deeper than that, then you don't buy the house. You know what I'm saying? The plumbing. So when you go to buy a house, obviously that's the toilet, the sink, the shower. What we always do when we check the house, we let the water run for a little bit. Obviously, you're not gonna know until you officially buy it. But when you get it inspected, the plumbing is gonna be checked, but they can only do but so much. Because when I bought my first house, the plumbing was checked out. When they did the inspection, everything was good to go. Literally, once I got the tenant in there, and this is we had already fixed the house up, stuff like that. So people was in there washing hands, doing all this, using the restroom, and there was no issues. But it's the second day the tenant moved in. It was second or third day the tenant moved in. She went to go take a shower. The pipes burst. The pipes burst, and it was crazy. I was overseas when it happened. My mom was like, "Hey, just letting you know the pipes bursted. The tenant's kind of upset. Blah 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 blah." So I had to go in there, fix it, and everything like that. But once we was able to fix it, I haven't had any issues with the house. That was my very first house. That's the one in Darren. Um, but yeah, those four things are the very first things I look at. Most important stuff. Like I said, it's the roof, the foundation, electrical, and plumbing. Because once you get those, if all of those are good to go, no matter what the house looked like, it could be holes everywhere, carpets messed up, you know what I'm saying? But all of those are very easy to fix. Very, very easy to fix. So I wouldn't even those. So if that is the case, all of these are good to go, you might have a solid house. You see, whether you're gonna flip it or rent it out. And mind you, most of y'all know I rent them out. I don't flip houses, you know what I'm saying? I fix them to the point where it's good to go to rent out, but I do not I don't flip houses yet. I eventually want to because the game is so great. Especially right now, you can buy a house, you could buy a house for $300,000. You could flip it for $450 if you goddamn it these days because people are paying for anything. But yes, those are the four main things: roof, foundation, electrical, and plumbing. If all those are good, you're good to go. If all of those are bad, that's a no-go. I'm telling you, you don't want those issues, especially foundation issues. You don't want it. It's too much work, and especially nowadays, it was hard to find people to actually want to work and do the work that needs to get done. You can look at it and be like, oh, this is an easy fix. I just need somebody to come do it. Blah blah blah. Man, I have stuff that needs to get done. It needed to get done, goddamn December, beginning of December, and it still hasn't got done. I just can't find anybody to do work. So, like I said, a lot of it may be easy to fix, but unless you're gonna do it yourself, it's not worth the hassle. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna end up spending way more money and more time than you originally was going to, and especially if you just plan on flipping the house, that's gonna cut into your profit because now it's taking too much time. So if you're looking to buy a house, check for these things first. Very first, nothing else. Roof, foundation, electrical, and plumbing. And if you want to see the insights of what it is of owning a house and renting it out, check out my channel down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Mike, aka Kited for Life. And definitely, if you're gonna look for stuff, follow my channel because I go very deep into all this stuff, what it looks like remodeling the house, renovations and stuff like that. I do a lot of that. So, especially lately now that I'm home. I do probably plan on being gone soon again, but I wanted to get this house situated before I leave again. So, definitely, like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up. I always respond because I have nothing better to do besides the stuff that you see me doing. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe down below. Peace.